What if your device did less, but the notes that you took on it went further? This is a reMarkable Paper Pure, and it's not trying to be an iPad, it's not trying to be a laptop, it's definitely not trying to be a Kindle. It's a device that really hones in on handwriting, helps you focus, and turns your handwritten notes into something that's more useful across your devices. Now, I've been using reMarkable tablets for years, and I've loved seeing the brand develop its identity, but this is the first device I've used that really makes me rethink who reMarkable is. Used to be a really fantastic hardware company in my brain, but now with the Paper Pure and the reMarkable ecosystem, it sounds corny, but reMarkable is kind of becoming an experience company, whatever device I'm using, rather than just a brand that makes really strong hardware. Now, it took a long time using the Paper Pure to reach this position on reMarkable and the tablet itself. I'm going to talk about all the details in a second, but before I do, if you're not already subscribed to Tech Edit, please subscribe. It's how you stay on top of everything we do. This is where tech gets a more inclusive edit. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. Okay, so for starters, what is the Paper Pure? It's a 10.3-inch black and white paper tablet. It replaces the reMarkable 2, which reMarkable says will be discontinued, though you can pick it up refurbished. The tablet starts at £359, 399 euros, $399, so it definitely isn't cheap, but it still sits below the Paper Pro Move and the Paper Pro, which have color screens. This is the simple one, black and white, no front light, does the basics, and is the most affordable entry into reMarkable's latest portfolio. Nowhere is this more evident than the design. It's definitely more life-proof feeling and less premium than the other two tablets I mentioned, and also the reMarkable 2. It's light at 360 grams. It's relatively thin at 6 millimeters, which is thicker than the reMarkable 2, famously an ultra-thin slate. It doesn't feel like the same slither of aluminium either. This is plastic. The Paper Pure uses a softer, more practical feeling body, a good amount of grip, nice curves. The flat sides are striated, so they carry forward that kind of reMarkable aesthetic and tactile feel, but they don't feel as cold to the touch as Stark. And honestly, it's more accessible, which I don't hate. It has an almost utilitarian look with the exposed screws around the back. The rubber stoppers are practical. The grip is comfortable for holding for long durations. It feels soft. It's a matte finish. It does also feel a little bit hollow when you tap it compared to the reMarkable 2, which was a very, very solid slate. While it isn't waterproof or rated for durability, at least not to my knowledge, it definitely feels more like something I can throw in my bag than the reMarkable 2 did. Less like a kind of table ornament and more like a practical tool. Holding the Paper Pure is very comfortable, and it's different to the reMarkable 2. There are smaller bezels, so that's cool, which is why you have that smaller footprint despite the 10.3-inch size being the same. The left-hand side of the tablet has a lip, so it really wants you to hold this tall. The reMarkable 2 had a lip at the bottom as well, so it kind of encouraged you to hold it sideways. That points to a bigger shift in direction here. The Paper Pure is a portrait handwriting device. It is not a landscape typing tool. It's easy to switch between left and right-handed use on this thing, and generally speaking, while it does feel less premium than a reMarkable 2, it is more comfortable to hold for long periods. So this isn't a better or worse situation. It's a one trade-off for another situation, and only you can really decide which is more important to you. There's also a big sustainability angle here. 38% of the materials are recycled, and on top of that, it includes conflict minerals like lithium and cobalt. What's more, exposed screws, everything is screwed and snapped rather than glued, which means it's much easier to repair as well. Onto the accessories, or lack thereof, and this is the biggest practical change. Instead of a Type Folio, a folio cover, a sleeve folio, you just have a sleeve folio. Available in ocean blue, which I have, mist green and desert pink, this sleeve folio is a very different take on protecting your reMarkable. It's very structured, almost pillowy, feels very premium, but both your reMarkable and the Marker Plus, which is attached to the tablet, slide in, so nothing sits on the outside. It's just very contained. No Type Folio for the Paper Pure meaningfully changes the way I engage with reMarkable's ecosystem. I use the reMarkable 2 and the reMarkable Pro extensively for distraction-free typing, but because this is forcing me to write notes, I don't draft reviews and scripts on my reMarkable Paper Pure. Instead, I use it more for things like to-do lists and brainstorming. So it really is shifting my use and almost hamstringing me to not use it as a productivity tool in the same way, but simultaneously creating a space for me to think a little bit more creatively on this tablet. So once again, this isn't necessarily a good or bad thing, but it's definitely a thing, a consideration that you'll really want to bear in mind before you pick up a Paper Pure versus a reMarkable Pro or a reMarkable 2 with a Type Folio. If you do pick up the Paper Pure, especially over a reMarkable 2, one area you will definitely be winning is the screen. The display is a 10.3-inch 3rd gen canvas display. It's got a crisp resolution, 226 pixels per inch, and it uses a custom stack based on e-ink Carta 1300. reMarkable calls it the crispest, whitest display yet, and I would have to agree, especially set alongside the more sepia-toned reMarkable 2. Everything looks very pure. There's a really nice contrast ratio. Digital ink looks really nice and superficial and dark as well, set against the white. It's really easy to see what's going on screen, indoors, outdoors, even in relatively low light. But, and it is a big but, there is no front light. The Paper Pro has a front light, the Paper Pro Move has a front light, the Kindle Scribe has a front light, this doesn't, and so bedtime reading, nighttime jotting down of notes, it's a no-go, unfortunately, and that I feel is a real missed trick with the Paper Pure. What you do get though is a very responsive display. Auto-rotating is quick, 21 milliseconds for ink to appear on screen. And while of course it's no OLED or LCD panel, for an e-ink device, it's really, really good. And it also feels good using the same texture as the reMarkable Paper Pro, which is friction. It's scratchy, but it's not rough and gives you more resistance than an iPad glass screen, for example. I don't like writing on glass, but I like writing on this. You can also buy the Paper Pure with a Marker or Marker Plus, and I would really urge you to get the Marker Plus, which has an eraser around the back. It's so intuitive when you're writing and rubbing stuff out, especially the fact this leans more on handwriting than typing, for example. The Marker Plus is an extra win here. The Paper Pure uses the same nibs as the Pro and Pro Move, and they last a lot longer than the nibs on the reMarkable 2. Earlier on, I mentioned that this is a simpler device that helps your notes go further, and it really is down to the reMarkable app experience and ecosystem, because obviously you can take your notes on here, you can open them on your phone, iOS and Android apps, Mac, PC apps, you can also access them through a web browser as well, and there's a lot of integrations. You can share with Slack, share with Miro, etc., and even screen share to a presentation. So there's just a lot of flexibility that other e-ink devices don't necessarily offer. If you're thinking about picking this up for reading, it does support PDFs, EPUBs, etc., and the screen size and general ergonomics are fantastic for marking up documents, which you can pull from Google because of that Google Drive integration. But the lack of front light, like I said, will hold it back compared to many cheaper e-reading devices. It's also worth noting the lack of color will hold it back as well, whether you want to read magazines or just display simple color-coded charts or comics. It's not going to be able to do that as well. A new feature for the reMarkable Paper Pure that is rolling out to all reMarkable tablets is the calendar integration. It works across Outlook and Google Calendars, and this pulls information from your meetings into a new note. So attendees, the meeting description, etc. worked really nicely. Another new feature I used much more though was the reMarkable extension in my web browser, which let me send pages to my reMarkable Paper Pure and other reMarkable tablets so I could read them on a much more comfortable display with a lot less digital noise. Now, a lot of these features are out of the box with the tablet, but some are locked behind reMarkable Connect, which is a monthly subscription, or there's an annual fee. And for me personally, as someone who enjoys reMarkable as part of their day-to-day workflow, this is a no-brainer. It unlocks unlimited cloud sync, reMarkable methods, which give you loads of templates that are created by trusted, curated, reMarkable community members, AI handwriting search as well, and it lets you edit in the application. I mentioned it earlier, again, something that I do all the time. And this brings me on to the biggest missed trick from reMarkable, in my opinion. And it's not just a missed trick of the Paper Pure, it's a missed trick of reMarkable in general. I'm talking about app pen input. Being able to handwrite notes into the application, whether I'm using reMarkable's app on my iPad, my Oppo Find N6, my Galaxy S26 Ultra, or indeed even a competitor tablet like BOOX, which can install Android apps. This would really close the loop for me and lock me into reMarkable as an ecosystem rather than just into specific reMarkable products. Sure, the best experience will always be on a Paper Pro, Paper Pro Move, or on the reMarkable Paper Pure. But having that flexibility would mean reMarkable's handwriting ethos would extend beyond its tablets. There's obviously a lot more to this tablet. 32 gigabytes of onboard storage is enough for thousands of notes. A 3820 milliamp battery, reMarkable says is good for 3 weeks of use, and writing an hour or so a day, I found the claim held up nicely. It does charge quite slowly, but fortunately you don't have to charge it too often. I'd say my biggest pet peeve with it is the lack of a fingerprint scanner. There's upgraded security versus a reMarkable 2, which sounds great, but you still have to punch in a pin every time you want to access it. A fingerprint scanner would have removed friction, which in my brain is what this tablet should be all about. And then there are the competitors. The Kindle Scribe is probably the most mainstream. It's a better reading device, but the ecosystem just isn't as strong. There's also Supernote, whose tablets are absolutely charming. The ceramic pen nib is also a very different feel. Feels more like pen on paper than pencil on paper. It isn't quite as robust an ecosystem across devices. I had more syncing issues with my Supernote devices than I do with reMarkable devices, but still a fantastic alternative. If you're not trying to scale back digital noise, then BOOX is a fantastic option because you can install Android applications, like I said, including the reMarkable app, and it's a much richer experience if you want full functionality, but it's also significantly more distracting. It's basically like having a smartphone. But actually, the main competitor to the Paper Pure is, in fact, the reMarkable 2. If you can pick one up refurbished for a similar price, it actually does more than this guy, and even if it may not last as long, the screen may not be as white, it does give you more flexibility in terms of accessories and still performs very well. So for anyone coming from a reMarkable 2, the Paper Pure will probably feel like too much of a compromise. Definitely at first it did for me, and you may be better off served with a Paper Pro, for example, if you want to carry forward typing. But if you want to lean into handwriting, the Paper Pure gives you a really great space to do that. And for anyone new to reMarkable's ecosystem, it is a very robust with its superior battery life, its whiter screen, and its more kind of life-ready design. So I guess the broader question is, did reMarkable even need to make the Paper Pure when its ecosystem right now is so much more interesting than this one product? I think it didn't necessarily need to, but it definitely adds to that ecosystem story and does something no other reMarkable tablet does. And that could make it perfect for a certain kind of user. What do you think? reMarkable Paper Pure kind of scratching your itch, or is it just a product in search of a problem? Let me know with a comment below. Remember, if you're not already subscribed to Tech Edit, please do. It is where tech gets a more inclusive edit. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. Have a wonderful day.